Raise your hand if you suffered a little sticker shock from the last visit to your local garden center. I know I did. This past week I was looking for some ornamental grasses, and the local garden center is charging $60 for a container of forest grass. I was actually thinking of adding 7 more plants to my front border. Those plants alone would end up costing over $420. No thank you. So today, I'm sharing how that experience changed the way I'm approaching gardening this year. And it all starts with returning to the joy of growing plants from seed. I have to admit, I was a little disappointed at how high the prices were this season. And that's exactly why I don't accept sponsored plants or do promotional posts for Garden Moxie. I think if I got a bunch of free plants, I'd forget how it felt to see that $60 forest grass. Don't get me wrong, it'd be a blast to get a bunch of free plants to add to the garden. But the whole point of this channel is to not only share my love of gardening, but to also show that we can create beautiful spaces in a very manageable way. This season, I'm growing a lot more plants from seed, and I wanted to show you the process and share how that process is going with you. I've had a lot of success, but I've also had some failures. If you want to become a great gardener, gaining plant knowledge is one of the most important things you can do. Understanding how plants grow and what conditions they need to thrive helps you become a great gardener. And there's no better way to improve your plant knowledge than through the hands-on experience you get growing plants from seed. Seeds are utterly remarkable. Every seed contains an embryonic plant that only needs water and the right growing conditions to grow. And it's our job as gardeners to provide those conditions. When you grow plants from seed, it gives you a whole new appreciation for the cycle of nature. You learn what special treatments certain seeds need to germinate. Do the seeds require a cold period to simulate winter conditions? Is the seed coat so hard that you need to soak the seeds before you plant them? All of these questions need answers in order to grow strong, healthy plants from seed. Luckily for us gardeners, reputable seed companies list all this information on their seed packs. I grow my seeds indoors under grow lights. I love the process of growing plants from seeds, and because of this, I chose to invest in a set of shelves and lights that I keep in my basement. And this is where I grow the seeds for my garden. The winters in Michigan are fairly long, so the great thing about growing seeds is it gives me some plants to care for during the winter months when I'm waiting for the garden season to start. But if you don't have the space or the budget to set up a grow station, there are still excellent seed starting methods you can use. Winter sowing in plastic containers or directly planting seeds into the garden after your last frost date are great ways to grow amazing plants. So let me just show you some of the plants that are growing under my grow lights right now. I use the end of May as my last frost date, and the first seeds that I get started are typically coleus seeds. This flat of coleus come from seeds from botanical interests called the rainbow blend. It's kind of fun to see what variety of coleus you'll end up getting from a variety pack. I use coleus in my vertical gardens on the patio as well as my window boxes and patio containers. Last season, I completely rediscovered my love for growing plants from seed when I planted my pollinator garden. The great thing about growing plants from seed is you can choose from a much bigger selection of plants than you can typically find at your local garden center. Last weekend, I sowed 2 sets of seeds I'm super excited about. On the left side, you can see I've got a bicolor Dyer's Coreopsis, which I'm hoping to use the flowers for some natural dye projects. On the right side, I planted some bronze fennel. I've wanted to plant fennel for years, but I've never had a sunny location. Now that I've got my pollinator garden, the bronze fennel is going to add some amazing texture to the flower border. But not all of my seed starting has been successful this season. The one plant that I really wanted to grow more of this season was the tall verbena, and so far I've only managed to germinate a total of 3 seeds. I mean, and look at these little things. They are just so small. I can't imagine that they're going to be ready in time for the garden season. Another flower that I'm growing from seed is globe amaranth. These seeds are a blend of pink and white blooms. The seedlings have these great red stems, and the flowers are round and make excellent dried flowers. My mom planted her globe amaranth a few weeks ago, and we already have potted them up in these little Dixie cups. I'm excited to grow these because, like I said, they make wonderful dried flowers, and they're going to be something that we can use to decorate during the winter months this season. My favorite plant that I grew from seed last year successfully was this Kiss Me Over the Garden Gate. I'll put the Latin name up on the screen so you can see it. And I have had the worst luck trying to get these to germinate this year. Luckily, they've self-seeded in the garden, so I grabbed 9 plants that I'm growing under the grow lights because I really want to grow these plants in the garden this season. Another plant that I'm growing for the very first time this season is eucalyptus. And you can see the 5 little seedlings that I have here. I've never grown them before, so I didn't really know what to expect. I have a feeling that they're a little bit slower growing because I'm growing them in my basement and it's a little bit cool down there. But the seedlings are healthy, they're growing lots of new leaves, and I'm looking forward to getting these into the garden. Like I said, this is the first time I'm growing them, and it's always fun to learn about new plants. In our fast-paced, social media-driven world, it's easy to become just consumers. Just endlessly scrolling through feeds, sifting through videos, and purchasing the latest trends at the click of a finger. I'm here to encourage you to put your phone down and take a deep breath. When you grow plants from seed, you get to participate in the cycle of nature. It's incredible to watch those seeds germinate and turn into plants. It's a humbling and an awe-inspiring process that reminds you of the sheer resilience of the natural world. Not only that, but growing plants from seed gives you a deeper appreciation and understanding for plants. I don't know what it is, but there's something really satisfying about watching a plant grow from scratch and watching it thrive. In the act of sowing a seed and nurturing it, it kind of forces you to slow down, to become a little more patient and enjoy the journey. Growing the seed is a reminder to be present and to appreciate the little moments and to marvel in the incredible capacity for life that lies dormant even inside the smallest seeds. So this season, my answer to the sky-high price of plants is to start growing plants from seed, start propagating my own plants, and start dividing what plants I already have in the garden. I'm excited that the weather is starting to break, and I'm so looking forward to garden season. This season, getting back to the basics is not only a great way to get more plant knowledge, but it's also a great way to save money. I want to focus on returning to the basics of gardening. I hope you'll join me. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.
Anywhere, feel like